I just mentioned a few minutes ago that just finding a group of common people that have something in common is not enough. That is only the first step. First, you find a group of people with an interest in common, and then you look to see what kind of ideas and products you could develop around that. Then you got to go to the internet and you got to see, is this a good thing to do on the internet or not? So selecting a niche is just as important as understanding what niches are and seeing the initial groups of people. But when you select a niche, here's what you have to keep in mind. First, you'll look for the group of people with a common interest. Then you take it one step further and say, what do they need and want? So you have to understand this a little bit, and there's research you can do to find this out. But at a glance, you can use common sense, and if you know even a little bit about that market, you can think, well, what kind of problems do these people experience, and what type of solutions are they looking for? What kinds of information would they love to know more about? And at this point, you're not worried about how you're going to solve that problem or how you're going to provide this new information, but just think about the market and say, what type of information would they like? And if you could kind of create a wish list for them in your mind, then that's going to help you when you're going to look for solutions to appeal to these people. Keep watching the future videos, the ones further on in this course, because I'm going to help you just go and get ideas out of thin air. So at this point, I'm teaching you some things that you should start to look for, but you need to start looking before you're going to find these things. So right now, as you're listening to this, I don't require that you have any ideas presently in your brain. You're going to go out and get those ideas. Real simple process. You find a group of people with a common interest, figure out what they need and want, you put together a product or service that satisfies their likes or needs. It's real simple. Find a problem, sell a solution to a problem. Find a need, sell a solution to a need. Find something that a group of people want, sell them what they want. It's just it's an age-old marketing concept. This is nothing new. This is not rocket science. It's actually very simple. You just have to go out and do it and use a little creativity to be able to do that. And the fourth thing you want to look at when you're exploring a potential niche is, are they willing to pay for info? Now, you may find a niche market that you can't find any products on that niche. You only find free information on that niche. But maybe the free information is spread out over like 1,000 different websites and no one has put it all together yet. So part of your USP, your unique selling proposition, could be that you compile a directory of all that information into one tight source that people can access centrally and get all that information. You could put together an audio, a video, or an ebook product that condenses and compiles all that information into one spot. And there are markets that you can do that in. So just because no one's currently selling a product in a market doesn't mean that people aren't willing to pay for that info. When I say, are people willing to pay for info in that market, you just have to use your judgment. You have to think logically, is this something that people would pay for? There are certain things people won't pay for, and there are certain things that people will pay for. So if you're exploring a potential niche, just try to mentally rule out anything that you know for a fact that no one's going to pay for a certain topic. But you'll be surprised. There's all kinds of stuff that people will pay for. People pay for convenience. People pay for, if they were to see a lot of things being sold online, you can go online and you can spend 100 hours scouring the internet and you can find tons of information on a subject. But you can go and pay $49 and buy an ebook that teaches you all that stuff, and you don't have to look all over the internet. It's all right there in front of your eyes. That's called convenience. And people are willing to pay for convenience. Just look at 7-Elevens and different convenience stores. They charge a lot more for milk, for bread, for cigarettes, but they're convenient. You can pull right up, you can go right in, you can get your big gulp, and you can get a sandwich that's pre-made. Sandwich isn't even that good, and it costs more than some other places you could pay to get a sandwich, but it's fast and it's easy. McDonald's, they don't have the world's best food. I mean, far from it. There's plenty of restaurants. Almost any restaurant you go to has better food than McDonald's. But McDonald's is known for being convenient. You can whip up in the drive-thru. You know, they're also cheap too, right? You pay $5, you get a whole meal. You know, you're wondering why you ate it later, but you know, while you're eating it, it's not too bad. You know, it's acceptable, and it's a good deal for the price usually. So people are willing to pay for convenience. They're also willing to pay for a cheap alternative. So just consider, is this the type of information that sells, or is this the type of information people look at for free? And if you could just make the free stuff a little better, then you can sell it. But you definitely want to factor that in to your equation when you're selecting a niche.